Tammy's Boy Podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. Jon Carden is not a licensed therapist. He is just a friend.
Welcome in, everybody. It's another fun-filled episode of Tammy's Boy.
Mm-hmm.
You guessed it. You're here to watch it, and we're here to do it. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Before we get started, a few beautiful words from my co-host and producer and best friend and hetero life mate, Colt Garrett.
Tammy's kids, how the hell are we doing? We're coming back at you with another one. We got a great guest for you today. As always, guys, the full video is going to be available on YouTube, and it's going to be available over there on Spotify. Now, if you don't want to watch it, you can listen to it. You can listen to it on all the other podcast listening platforms. I think you should watch it, though, because I think it looks pretty good. That's just me. We got a new studio, gang. Also, what else we got? Oh, guys, if you have a Tammy of your own, okay, mom, sister, dad, uncle, doesn't matter. Doesn't even have to be related. Doesn't matter to us. Email us. Email us at tammysboypodcast@gmail.com. Okay, and we will read those stories on the air. Also, if you guys have any questions that you want us to read, ask a guest on the show, just go ahead and put that in the comment section down below. Guys, that's enough out of me. We got a great episode coming your way. Jon, tell the people who they got on the show today.
Today, folks, we have a really good friend of mine. A guy I've been on the road with a little bit. Done some gigs. I've known him for probably 6 years now. He's met my kids. That's a big thing. There's not many guests on the podcast have done that.
I don't think so.
Tours all over the country. Has lost a shit ton of weight since I first met him. It's Quinton Jones, everybody.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, man. Happy to be here.
Welcome to the show.
I'm happy. You do that. You do the intro every time. I thought that was like pre-recorded somewhere else. He does that live. Respect to him.
I do it.
For that, man.
That's why I'm sitting here after every single time he does it. I'm usually like, damn, just in amaze.
Yeah,
I'm in awe.
you do it well.
Thank you.
But I noticed like you cut that, like something happens to me if I have to like cut a promo live, I can figure it out.
Yeah.
But if I think, it's over with. Then I need 10 cuts. But if you're just like, right now, hey, coming to you guys, we got Tammy's Boy. We got one of our favorite guests here, Quinton Jones. Been friends with him since I caught COVID with you. Well, not with you, but I caught COVID.
Yeah, we didn't catch COVID together.
I caught.
He gave me COVID.
We didn't skip through a meadow of unmasked
Jon Carden,
people.
I call him John COVID because I didn't have it. I didn't have it till I met this man.
Because that boy gets sick.
My kids called me that because I gave my kids COVID.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I did. And I was trapped in a room with my middle child for like 3 or 4 days before everybody in the house eventually got it.
Oh, you got a grown man. What was you, like 12 at the time? 10?
10 maybe.
Oh,
and
my
we're,
God.
We're literally watching like Spy Kids and we were heroes and stuff. And like I'm taking phone calls for comedy. And like my buddy calls
2 weeks,
me.
baby.
I know. And my buddy calls me and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is up, dude? My daughter's right there. She's never heard me cuss. And she's like, and to this day it comes up.
Did you catch it raw? Or did you catch it after post vaccine?
Catch it raw.
I caught it doing stand up live.
I'm saying that. Were you vaccinated or are you vaccinated or no? Okay, so you caught raw COVID, like me, like a man. Sure. I got vaccinated. I know catching COVID made me get vaccinated because I'm like I'm not doing that again. That was rough.
I was exposed and and I think at some point I built up enough antibodies to where I was good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got it and then I never got it again.
I think I got it one more time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I got it in Miami because I was playing poker in Miami before I got to Phoenix and just like poker, like for COVID, just like loose people hands and all that. That's how I really caught it. But I'm still blaming him.
This is the first time I've heard somebody call the clap COVID.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You talk about child.
You were in Miami, dude. That's the perfect place to get
Miami.
The perfect place, man.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect place to catch the clap.
Yeah.
And get clapped.
How long you been in Austin now?
I've been here too long. 2 years. I've been in Austin 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, came in, like you said, when I moved to Austin, I was like 300 pounds. Now I'm down to 240.
Dude,
when I met you, you're probably a little bit bigger than that.
Oh, yeah. So the biggest I ever was about 340.
Yeah.
You caught me after like my first drop. So I was like probably like 310, something like that. So yeah, almost, if you round 100 pounds since you met me.
Oh,
How much you weigh now?
240. So
240?
Yeah, 310, 320-ish, 240.
How are you
That's
feeling?
crazy.
Honestly, I feel good.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel bad when I was fat.
Yeah.
Like physically, emotionally terrible.
Yeah.
But physically, like stairs still kick my ass, even though I can run 10 miles straight. 3 flights of stairs will still kick my ass.
Yeah.
I still like I have like until the stomach's gone, it won't register to me that I've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Because I still have like the same build. It's just like a soap's been worn. Like if you like wash with a soap, it gets smaller, but it's still the same shape. That's how I feel. Like I need the soap gone. Then I'm like, yeah, I really lost the weight.
Yeah. That's an analogy, John.
That's a good metric for weight loss.
Yeah.
Hey, don't shit on my fucking analogy. I'll come over there and beat your ass, Colt. I was bragging earlier about how I've never yelled at you. I'm about to fucking yell.
Patreon guys.
They're too close. The two guys are too close. You know,
We were talking about earlier in the pre-record. We were talking about the red flag thing that happened with the U.S. World Cup and how Trump made a phone call, and Trump was like, "Yo, I got it," and it was too late. You know what I mean? Trump, the shit had already been done.
Yeah. I didn't. So I heard about that like afterwards, but like after we lost, and everyone was like, every time a team loses and Trump's involved, they just blame Trump.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks, like Trump went to go see the Knicks play, lost.
Yeah.
Gets the red card removed, lost.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. So I didn't know he like got rid of the red card.
He didn't. It was more that like it had already like happened, and then the day after, like the player got like reinstated, but then the next day, like Trump comes out saying like I had a personal phone call with the president of FIFA, and and then like the president like said like, or the president of FIFA said, yes, we did have a phone call, but it didn't dictate like the whatever. So it feels like it's just kind of like a look what I did. I didn't really do it, but honestly, this is one of the few times, because I agree, like sport to sports, but this time I gotta say I think that this like screwed up the team like mentally, because like you had like all like eyes on them, like it was the talk of the day before the.
But you're in the World Cup. Why, like, as a former athlete, why are you thinking about Trump? You got the World Cup. You got Belgium. Like, I don't think it messes out. Like, we can speculate outside, but I think, you know, once you see how like closed-minded people in that like who play sports are for their stuff, Trump had nothing to do with it. Like, he just showed up in the locker room one day.
Yeah.
So personally, that's how I feel.
Here's the analogy that I used, and that Colt wanted to make fun of. Okay, the analogy that I used was like you got three friends, two of them get into a fight. The third friend runs off. You two make up, the guy you're fighting with, right?
Yeah.
Well, after you guys make up, the third friend comes back and he's like, hey guys, I called the police. And you're like, wait, what? Why would you? We're good. Everything's fine. You needed to do nothing. You could have just stood there and been silent and there would have been no problems.
Then police come and they both get arrested?
Everybody gets in trouble.
Everybody gets in trouble.
That's what Trump did.
Huh. I don't follow Trump for mental health reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either. I've been following.
I forget he's president. In my head, the president is like still Obama.
Yeah.
An Obama state of mind?
Yeah, I'm staying Obama state of mind. It's the Obama, he's still head of state. Like, yeah. I think Obama's still the president in my head. If you ask me, like, subconsciously, like, Obama, duh. Like, yeah.
I think it's called like Happy Place. I think that's your happy place.
Yeah, the Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, it's like you're like, you know, they ask you if you have like a dementia or someone's like, who's the president? And you're like, Barack Obama, because he's still my president.
Yeah.
For me, it's Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton's still my guy.
Even after all the...
Hey, man, we don't know. We don't know for sure.
But
I'm an Abraham Lincoln kind of guy myself.
I got to pick one I lived through. You know what I mean? And let me tell you, the pickings get slim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't really have good options.
Yeah. No.
Especially you got to go above 17. Like you got to pick them like above 17.
Yeah, but who am I going to pick in my lifetime? George H.W.
Yeah. I mean,
George W. Bill Clinton.
Obama, Trump, Biden.
That's my lifetime. That's what I get to pick from. Who's my favorite president out of that fucking motley crew?
Yeah. You know, or you don't have to pick the president of the United States. You know, you could be a David Stern guy.
I hated David Stern. You see what he did to the Chris Paul trade?
Yeah, he did do that.
Yeah, I'll never forget that, dude. That's our Watergate.
I forgot. Yeah, you're a Charlotte fan. You guys are just...
Oh, dude, we were fucked.
You guys are fucked now. Well, you guys...
We got 4 first-round draft picks in 2032.
Yeah, I texted you like, have fun with the 7th graders.
That's cool.
That's what you traded for.
We're going to get the next Wimby.
You're not.
You don't know.
You know,
Quentin, let's start this fucking podcast.
It's all Patreon stuff. Anyway, here we go. We're here. I'm ready.
All right, you guys, you ready?
I'm ready. You kick it.
Let's start with an age-old question. Quentin, you know it. You watch the pod.
I do.
Who raised you, brother?
Who raised me, man? I think I'm the personification of Village Raises a Child. So probably primary my mom, Casey. That's who raised me. Grew up Detroit, Michigan, born and raised.
Where at in Detroit?
So on stage and in life, I kind of hum up my Detroitness.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I know this behind the scenes, so that's why I asked.
hum up my Detroitness. So I like to say, as the coin term by James Davis, I'm hood adjacent.
Hood adjacent.
Nice.
Hood adjacent. So like where I slept most days was a city called Highland Park on the nasty 9 Mile. Real ones know about that. You hear about 8 Mile, 9 miles a street after. 8 Mile, first off, is not dangerous, but 9 miles safer. 9 miles safer than 8 Mile.
It gets more dangerous the more you go in, right? The 7s and the 6s.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing Detroit geography, but sure, we can say that. Because it gets bad, but it doesn't go past 6. There is no, there is 5. There's no 4 Mile. We don't know. I don't know what 4 Mile is.
Yeah, we don't know where that one went.
But but where
Got
I stood
shot by 6 Mile.
But I could say, hey, yeah, I'm from Detroit, had a single mother, blah, 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 blah. But I knew my dad. My dad was around, but he passed away when I was 14. And my dad lived in Chicago. Huh?
Both. I was 14 too.
Yeah. So, but my dad was like heavily in my life until he went to prison when I was 11. And then he got out and he died. But I knew my dad really well. And
What did he go to prison for?
He was a drug dealer.
Okay.
But like a big time drug dealer. Like he had like 100 acres in Wisconsin of weed. So he big time drug dealer. We could talk about that later. And but outside of those two, I had my grandparents, Willie Carter, Ruby Carter. And like
that's good grandparent names.
Yeah, Willie.
Ruby and Willie, dude.
Yeah.
That's a
Ruby
good
and Willie.
That's a set of grandparents with a Lincoln.
No Lincoln. My dad was a GM guy.
Okay, so
Station wagon?
But even more so, he was a Chevy guy.
Okay.
Station wagon in there anywhere?
No, he had a Lumina.
Okay.
I don't even know if they still make that anymore.
My mom had a Lumina, a Chevy Lumina. Dude, we pulled them up on the pod before, dude.
Yeah, red Lumina. That's
there was the Lumina and the Beretta were the two. It was like the coupe and the sedan version.
Don't quote me on this. I think he had one at a Beretta before we got him the Lumina.
Okay.
But he drove a Lumina and he would push that thing. I remember because my grandmother was like always sick when I was growing up as a kid. And I remember the hospital might have been like 5 exits from where they lived. And he would, when she wasn't in the car, he just wanted to get home. So he would drop her off at the hospital and he would speed down those 5 exits to get home. I got vivid memories of my granddad doing that. So,
do people in Detroit drive different?
Detroit has the best drivers.
Okay, so that's what they say.
We do.
That's what
First
Detroit.
of all, we have to deal with all the elements.
Okay.
We have to deal with all the elements.
Okay.
Yes. But every single person in Detroit thinks they are the best driver.
We are.
And that's the problem.
But we are. Where is better? Don't you dare say Seattle.
No, God, no.
Okay, all right.
God, no.
It's not Texas. It's not Atlanta. Those the major cities I drove in. I don't have any other.
I would.
California? No.
I would say, hear me out. Birmingham, Alabama.
I haven't been to Birmingham.
has amazing drivers.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. NASCAR, maybe.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
I haven't. I don't make the rules.
Here's the fundamental thing. I say Detroit people are the best drivers because we say screw the speed limit. We go with the flow of traffic.
No.
There's
everybody in Detroit drives 90 miles a fucking
because
hour.
everybody else is driving 90. It's the flow of traffic.
In tandem.
Yes. So there's a freeway in Detroit. It's called the Lodge, I-10 or M10. Excuse me, M10. And the speed limit is 55. If you go 55, you will get rear-ended or shot. Nobody's going 55 on there.
It's like
and if
that,
you're not going at least 75, everyone in Detroit has the decency to get over into the middle or right lane.
The only other city I've been to where they'll drive like Detroit is Phoenix.
Really?
I
thought you were going to say Chicago.
Now, I call it Mad Max driving because it very much is we live, we die, we live again.
Yeah.
Pedal to the fucking metal.
It's just 80, 90?
If the speed limit's 55 and all of us are going 85,
they can't catch us all.
The cops can't get us all.
Yeah.
And that's the entire city's mentality. And it's like that in Phoenix too. I went to court in Phoenix and there was a kid. There was a kid. Yeah, of course I went to court. Look at me.
In what capacity? Did you get called, summoned, or
I was there.
Even
That's not important. Okay. Don't worry about it.
It was a
Sorry.
tour.
Hey, don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, don't worry about
Sorry.
The tour.
it. Yeah, I was on a tour. in handcuffs.
Yeah.
The judge told the kid he was going like 110 and a 60.
Yeah.
And she looks at him, she goes, honey, we all speed. She goes, 80, they're not going to look twice at you. She goes, 90, they might. You're going 100, you're being a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Like we're already giving you 30 miles in leeway.
Easy.
And the 110 is, I'll push it to 110. Like late night, I push it to 110 back home. Just to say I did it.
Who taught you how to drive?
Who taught me how to drive? My mom. My mom actually had a very good analogy for me driving. My mom, because my dad was dead by then. Yeah. Let me put that together. Anyway, but the first time she let me drive her car, she took me to a cemetery. And she said that, I want you to drive here first so you know the consequences if you mess up.
Wow.
She taught me how to drive before I went to driver's training.
Write that down.
That's a first, yeah.
Yeah, write that one down.
I remember that vividly. And I was so scared I almost hit somebody's headstone. And I'm going like 5 miles an hour, terrified.
Yeah. Like, thanks, Mom. I could hit a curve.
The
and I
ramp
got
up was
hit
crazy.
Mr.
I was
Johnson.
scared to go 5 and we get to 110.
I respect the logic because everybody there is already dead.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't go kill nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Depends on how you feel about spirits. You know, that might open up another thing.
They pass through.
Yeah. You might do some property damage to a headstone, but ain't nothing some super glue and a little bit of time can't fix.
Yeah. But she's, before driver's training, like she let me drive around the cemetery a few times.
Did your mom want you to be independent and want you to be able to do shit on your own?
I mean, yeah, I think, isn't that what like all parents want?
You would hope.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen on the pod, you know, that there's certain people that, you know, parents want a little bit more say for a little bit longer.
So my mom definitely likes the say, and she definitely like still influences like my life, but she's never like held me back from anything.
Okay.
I would say my mom is like, she's really supportive and sometimes too supportive. Like I could have used like some more truth from her in my life, but she was kind of like, hey, my kid is smart, my kid is healthy, and I'm getting good grades, and that's all she really cared about my entire childhood was just like he's getting good grades, smart, healthy. She didn't care about anything else.
What did she do for her work?
My mom, she worked for the Census Bureau, so counting people.
Okay.
Yeah, so she, you know, like she won like their biggest award one time when I was like a kid. So she was killing it. So she worked in the Census Bureau, I think, pretty much till I graduated college. So
she counted heads for a living.
Yeah, she counted heads, and then
would she like make the phone calls like to houses?
No, she didn't make the phone. No, she was like up there,
way up
like
there.
corporate,
Okay.
the corporate of the government of the
Yeah.
And then sometimes she would have to like visit people's houses. And I remember I went with her a couple times, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not going in that house because it's like some creepy, way outside Detroit white neighborhood."
We'll say 5.
It's like they said 5 last census was just 5.
Drop it down to 1. They were
like,
old.
So that's what she did for a living. So good stable job from my mom. Yeah.
So your mom had a government job.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was the house like growing up? Like nice house?
I would say compared to how I've seen, like my scale of nice has changed.
Okay.
From growing up, I'm like, oh, you grew up like shit. I guess maybe so I said I had my own bedroom, which is a big deal. I had my own bathroom me and my sister shared a bathroom when we were old enough.
I was going to ask siblings, just a sister?
So, okay, siblings is a whole nother thing. So I have 7 siblings.
Okay.
Let's see the dad tree. My dad has 4 biological children.
Okay.
3 sons, 1 daughter. And then
you included.
Me included.
Okay.
And then he married someone who had 3 kids.
Brady bunched it.
So my oldest brother's like 60.
Oh.
I'm 35 by the time this airs. So yeah. There's a gap. So
how old was your dad?
My dad would be 80 if he was still alive right now.
So your dad was like 50 when you were born.
Yeah, 50 something. He used to say I was the last shot in the gun.
So you're the youngest?
I'm his youngest, but my mom's oldest.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a hell of a way to grow up. No, that's a hell of a thing to grow up.
Like riding around with him, so my dad sold drugs, but his front was clubs, nightclubs.
Okay.
So if any Chicago comedians, old Chicago comedians are watching this, if you heard of like the La Mirage, Damon Williams worked with him a lot.
Damon
like
Williams?
the La Mirage Club, like that. was like his long, like as I learned about how drugs work, it's like that was like his laundering from. But like a lot of places, they clean money comedy night, so you had the Tuesday comedy night. So like I met with like Deion Cole, who was some other old. Deion Cole's probably, he's like, yeah, I used to do that room like when I met Deion Cole, but yeah, like my dad was cleaning money through there. So, but I just remember riding around with him, and I guess when he was sick of being an old dad, he was like, God damn it, I couldn't believe it when your mama said she was pregnant with you. You was the last shot in the gun, I swear to God. He was saying to me.
You're like, man, I didn't think I had anything left in there.
Yeah, and then as
I thought we were safe.
And as I'm older now, I'm like, so my dad's from Arkansas. And I'm like, that Arkansas education with Vietnam is kicking your ass because that's not how it works at all.
Well, let's not get started on the Arkansas school systems, man, because that can take the rest of the pod.
I have no idea about it. I just know that between him being in Nam and Arkansas, he thought that he shot dust. I don't know. But
also, your dad was in Nam too.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
His dad was in Nam.
Yeah.
My dad fell out of a tree in 1966. I don't know what happened there, but I gave him some.
My dad was like cleanup crew in Nam. He was like, I think he got like 71, 72. He was there or something like that.
Oh, I never got the years from him. And every time I asked him, he got like oddly veteran-y serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause like, hey, Dad, like, did you ever kill anybody over here? He's like, are you asking me if I took another man's life? Took him away from his family. I'm like, all right, shit, never mind.
Take that as a yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask again.
He was a Marine.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Okay.
he was in the shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I would imagine
well,
so.
it also depends on the job, man. Because like, you can be overseas and just be a cook and never really see combat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was never, so like I said, he went to prison when I was either 10 or 11. I forget. And then he died when I was 14. So the ages where like I'm more so allowed to ask him those questions, I never got there. I was like a little kid, so I never got the details.
Yeah, there's so many questions
there.
about my father that I'll never get answered because like what he told other people isn't what I found out to be true. You know what I mean? And you'll never really get the truth. You just kind of accept that and just be like, well, he just was
I think
what he
all
was.
parents do some, they put some spin on their upbringing for their kids, I think.
Yeah.
Or are you 100% real with your kids about who you are?
No. Yeah, first off, no.
Okay. See?
I mean, there's certain things that I'm not going to be upfront with my kids about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's other things that I am kind of upfront with them about, and I try not to tell them too much about the darkness, but I let them know that there was some some cloudy days.
Yeah, some cloudy days. I think you gotta you have to like tell your kids like, hey, like I'm real. Like I'm not like I've been like you think I haven't been through it because I haven't presented this version of you.
Yeah.
But I've been through it.
Yeah.
I think my mom tries to like she definitely has changed her history. She's gonna watch this and hate me. But she's definitely changed her history for some stuff. And I'm like, Mom, come on. Like, I'm grown. You don't have to, do that anymore. But then there are times where, like, say I struggled to get through college. And she's like, I struggled too, because I'm like, I just see she graduated. I don't see, the struggle she had. Just like, but if I have kids, I'm not telling them I got kicked out of the University of Michigan 3 times.
Yeah.
But that might be something that helps them when they're like, hey, my dad looked like he made it and everything's cool. It's like, no, it was not. So I don't know. But I forgot what we were talking about.
I've made sure to take my daughter to like some, like, I wouldn't say bad gigs, but some gigs that I would not view as like super glamorous. I've taken,
like it's not just the big J's. You're taking her.
Nah, I've taken her to like the indie nights where it's me and 20 people from Pflugerville. You know what I mean?
That's still 20 people.
It's fine.
You're not taking her to Shakespeare's Tuesday. No. Yeah, I guess, but it's good for her to like. She's got to see you bomb.
Yeah, and also I want her to see what it really is. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest about this. Because like. It puts pressure on me. It really does in a way because then my kid's looking at me like, "This is what you're leaving us for?"
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't show her the bad.
No, I can't show her the ones that were like, "Hey, listen, I did this for $20 and some chicken tenders because I didn't have anything going on a Wednesday night."
That's a good night.
Yeah,
it's a good night.
Like I don't have kids, but I do like to like. How there's the shows you could cancel on. Oh. But it's like, say, if I'm like talking to somebody, it's like they want to see me. I'm like, I got to show. It's my dream, baby. I got to do it, and it's like 3 people there, and it's like I'd rather be here than with them.
Yeah.
I have used shows to get out of stuff for the past 15 years.
It's the best excuse.
I bet.
It really is.
No
I got to get out of here. I got to set.
Dude, it's for me, it's shows and kids. Those are my top 2 excuses.
Undefeated.
I've told people that I've dated before that I had the kids when I didn't.
Yeah, I believe it.
Just so I could have the weekend to myself.
Exactly.
You know, just so I could be like, you know what? I want to watch cartoons when I wake up on Saturday morning, and I don't want any kid telling me what the fuck I want to watch.
You want to know what's worse? I like say if I have like a good show or something like that, and I'll tell somebody like, oh man, I'm out for the weekend. I'll like use Riot from like I'll just post Riot from like 5 weeks ago. Like, oh yeah, out here killing it. I'm at home playing Mega Man.
I do the same thing. Yeah, make it the appearance of what I do on social media.
Because they're a little crazy. Some people are like, oh, if his show, he always posts a show. So I'm like, all right, I gotta post a show to make it look like I'm at a show. So I like post a show I'm not even doing. I'm at home playing X-Men or something like that. That's love comedy. It's best excuse.
So were your parents ever together while you were around, or
no, my parents were never together.
Okay.
So but that's why like when people are like, oh, like I got somebody pregnant, you know, I need to get married. I didn't grow up with that dynamic.
Yeah.
Like my mom and my dad got along famously. I knew for a fact, even when he was in prison, if I did something wrong enough, he would drive to whoop me.
Yeah.
Like he put that fear in me from 500 miles away or whoever the hell far Chicago is. It's more like 300 miles away. I knew like if I did something wrong, talk back to mom, he's like, and he's pulled up and whooped me.
Yeah.
So
it's like, when I get out of here, you're done.
Yeah, no.
Did you visit when he's in prison at all?
Yeah. Because they couldn't tie like the marijuana to him, he was like pretty low security. So it wasn't like locked up. It was like, you know, looked more like a crappy senior citizen home, like with people in prison. So
because he was like, I mean, he was probably in his like 70s, 80s whenever he went to
60s, like 60s, something like that.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, and he was a chill guy, at least to me. So,
well, he sold weed, not meth.
Yeah.
Well, so that was something I'm proud of. So as I learned more, I didn't know my dad sold drugs till I got to like my mid 20s when like my cousins who worked for him told me like on some Frank Lucas stuff. Like, oh yeah, like your dad would like shoot me a pound here, pound there. Like that's when I learned like the weight and the magnitude. There's actually a TV show. It's like gangs or like something of Atlanta, of Chicago. And I remember seeing an episode, the silhouette of a guy. And he was like, I'm Mr. Money. That's what people called me. And like just from his talk pattern and the silhouette, I'm like, I met that guy in my dad's car once.
Damn.
And then I remember him talk about Mr. Money. Like, oh man, Mr. Money, he can lose $1 million. His pockets wouldn't even get flat. So like my dad was like up there with the people. So
well, I mean, he had to be somewhat of a distributor to have access to that kind of a farm.
Yeah. So like that's where he grew, and I'm pretty sure he got stuff from Heather. But
also, can I say this real quick? In both states that we're talking about, Illinois and Michigan, marijuana is legal in both of them now.
Don't get me started on that. Man. I'm like, if he was just like 10 years later, I'd be like a trust fund kid.
Yeah, straight up.
Absolutely. Yep. Like, I hate Wisconsin for the sole fact that I'm like, y'all took my birthright away.
Yeah. It was like being in the Jack Daniels family during Prohibition.
Yeah. Like, that's really how I feel. I'm like, all the finance, I'm like, I'd be rich. Like, my dad was throwing comedy shows. He probably, hey, Deion Cole, hit 10,000, put my son on your show. Like, he would have did something like that. I'm struggling because racism and stuff. But don't get me started. I think about that a lot.
Both of those states have legal weed.
How much better my life would be.
Yeah, they took 3 years from you and your dad.
They took 3 years and millions from me.
Yeah.
From me. Still pissed. I think about that sometimes. I hadn't thought about that in a while. Thanks for that, John.
I'm sorry, man. It made me mad. You know, I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait, hold on. Fuck the system.
Yeah. Fuck the system.
Yeah. Once I learned how much weed, I'm like, God, I would have been a trust fund kid for real if weed was legal. I'd have been set up.
What eras was your dad like operating in Chicago?
So I guess when I grew up, so probably before I was born. So I was born in 91.
Okay, so like
probably like late 80s. He died in 06. So let's say in late 80s, call it 2004.
Yeah, 80s through, okay.
Yeah, maximum illegal weed time.
Yeah, and it's
like
also,
there wasn't even like a push for it.
Yeah,
so.
but also like at the same time, like right in the middle of like crack too. So like the fact that like that,
man, he refused. So
that's what I'm saying. The fact that
my mom told me that, and some other like his partners told me like, yeah, they wanted him. He had the distribution. And they wanted him to move crack, and my dad refused to do it.
Dude, it's like the Don
even though he was like
of Chicago
drug dealer, it was still like he's like, I see how this messed with my people, and he refused to do it. So I'm real proud of that fact.
That's awesome.
Shout
man.
out to my dad.
I love like
I love
a drug dealer with morals.
An ethical drug dealer, dude.
You straight up
ethical criminal. Like I ain't killing the kids, so we can
Well, no, I mean it goes down to like discipline, right, and code, right. Everyone needs a code in their line of work, in order just to almost compartmentalize, in a sense, you know, and be like,
you have to have a worse evil to justify your evil.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, boundaries.
Yeah.
I think that's where I was trying to go.
Yeah.
It's healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, listen, I understand that this might be this and you might view it as this, but I have an ethical view of this that isn't how you see it.
Yeah. And it's weed, which is probably worse weed than we have now. So he's probably seeing how it affects the people that use. He's like, this ain't, you know.
Yeah. Cancer patients, for God's sakes. You know?
Yeah, glaucoma. He's helping, you know?
Yeah.
So is Kevorkian.
And
anyway, so is Kevorkian.
And some people just want to chill out after work. What's up, you know?
So is Kevorkian his wild work.
Yeah, but to answer your question, like it was like I never felt like alone or my dad like abandoned me. Like he was there. I talked to him a lot, you know. He would he was at pretty much every birthday I can really think of. If I wasn't there, myself. So my birthday's in the summer. So when I was a kid, like my mom would, I would be with my dad. So every summer I'm with my dad hanging out. So it wasn't like
in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't.
So how did they meet?
So they met in Vegas.
Okay.
So my dad obviously doing what he was doing. I got the gamble bug just like my dad did.
Okay.
So I think though. My dad was the friend. So my mom's friend, I forgot which one. I think it was Pam. She'll watch and be like, she's saying too much. But my mom's friend met my dad's friend, Clarence, Uncle Clarence. They met. And then, so Clarence meets the friend and my mom. And then, you know, how the two men, like the old, like 1980s two man is how my parents met. So, you know, I guess I actually have the picture of like when they met in Vegas too.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so like my dad met my mom and then, you know, they're partying, Vegas, doing whatever. And then they both lived in Chicago. Before my mom moved back to Detroit, my mom lived in Chicago for the Census Bureau.
Okay.
With the Census Bureau. So it's like they meet in Vegas. Oh, we in the same city. And then me. Yeah, so that's how they.
And so they were only together for a short time. So
I can't speak on that. You know, it gets. My dad was out here. My dad was out here.
Yeah.
I won't talk too much on what I saw, what I know, but my dad was out here. So like together.
Well, I mean, that shit's complicated.
Yeah.
It gets real loose.
And it's like when you're living life and you're going through shit and you've gone through shit in your life, you might not always have the healthiest coping mechanisms. And you can't judge somebody. You know, I learned that with my dad. Like my dad was sedentary a lot. My mom was, my mom. But I don't judge them for being that way. I just know the person that they were raised to be was that person.
And I wouldn't necessarily say he was raised to be. Well, I'll say this: my dad's side full of hoes.
Okay,
that's I'm the only one. I'm the only one on my side of the family that I can track off the top of my head that doesn't have multiple baby mamas or baby daddies. Because I have zero. I have no kids.
Would you say it was glamorized?
I don't think it was glamorized. I see my dad kind of like me, where like I could be with someone, but one person, but I could also have a lot of love for multiple people. Yeah, and I could show up for them, all of them. And so, like, my mom said she knew my dad, other people were around, but she's like, when I had him, he was there, he showed up when I need him, especially with you, never lacked with you. So, you know, all that other stuff I don't really care about because, like, I felt like I got as much as my dad as I could need, you know, so.
Yeah. And you said that they did like really well together, like their relationship was all right?
Yeah, their relationship was, my dad would brag. He's like, I think your mama still like your dad still. But
yeah, what was the age difference between your mom and your dad?
So my mom also, Let's see. My dad was 46. My mom is 58. 14 years?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
14 years? Yeah, I know when you was born, Mom. She's
Yeah.
going to watch. Yeah, so like 14 years.
So your mom was born like...
But my mom had me at 31.
Okay.
So, yeah, it wasn't like
Regular.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But you were your mom's first.
I was my mom's first kid.
Okay.
My sister underneath, yeah.
Now, did you grow up with a stepdad?
No.
No?
I didn't grow up with a stepdad. My mom dated a few people growing up, but like she was very big on like not bringing them around.
Mm.
Like, cause she had her parents, my grandparents. I spent a lot of time with them, so I'm pretty sure she was doing her dating or whatever and sending to our grandparents. And so never had a stepdad. I can only count like maybe my sister's dad. And I think there's like 2 other guys that my mom dated or was involved with that I can actually count. So I never had the experience of like new guys running in and out the house. It was just, just those couple guys.
As soon as you said that, Colt looked at me like, I know you did.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, it's like on paper, it looks like it could have been traumatized, but it wasn't. I think almost my mom dated this guy named Eugene, and I guess they broke up. Whatever. He was like the one guy, I guess he was kind of serious. I like remember going to his house and he had video games. And so he like gave me some video games and I was like, hey, shoot, he has all the, like, he's probably like my age.
Yeah.
Playing video games, like, trying to impress the ladies' kids. So like I got a few video games from Eugene. And then I'm like, hey, I knew a game would come out. And I was like, hey, Mom, where's Eugene? He's like, oh, he's gone. And I was like, what you mean he's gone? We need to bring him back. New Mortal Kombat's out. What are you talking about?
There's a midnight release next week.
What are we doing here? Bring
I
back
need Eugene to stand in line for me.
Shout out to Eugene, man.
Shout out to Eugene.
Yeah, he got a few good games off of Eugene. I liked him.
So it seems like both of your parents had like, I would say, well, your dad did what he did, but it seems like both of them had a sense of code, morals, and ethics.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that trickled down? Do you think that that weighs into the fact that you've lost weight like you have, and because I know how much.
So I think it was I think I always had like goals, but they didn't feel like goals. It was like that was just the standard.
Okay,
like for some people, graduating high school was a big deal. For me, it was like duh.
What you're supposed to do.
Like my mom was like, you're going to college. Detroit has a program called DAPSAP, which is basically introducing inner city kids to different types of engineering at a very young age. So I did that. So I did summer camps at University of Michigan. I did summer camps at Michigan State. So it was instilled in me, but it never like felt like it. It was like going to college, duh, getting a degree, duh, get a job after you get a degree, like duh. I think the weight loss and the fatness, that's like I had to kind of rebuild myself after all that. After I kind of like did all I was supposed to do and, tech people getting laid off, like I had to rebuild myself here in Austin.
Yeah.
But I think there's, like I said, my mom was too supportive to the point where it's like she could have been realer. Like I was fat my whole life, Mom. You could have told me that.
That was one of my questions. Was like, did you grow up? Overweight.
I think fat definitely. I think the first time I knew I was big was in middle school.
Okay.
Because we would go lift at the gym, and you have like the assisted pull up machine, and what kids would do is they would put enough weight, and we'd push the weight stack down, and then like go up, and it'd be like a crappy ride.
Yeah.
And I was too heavy to ever do that.
Oh, man.
That was like the first inkling of like being overweight. I mean, being overweight or being fat. And then like I would complain about it. And my mom would like, she'd be like, you ain't fat. Here's somebody fatter. Or here's somebody fatter. Or, she's like, oh, you're a handsome son. And like, that's why I don't like compliments, because I feel like people are lying. Because it's like in my head, she's like, oh, you're such a handsome boy. I'm like, I ain't got no hoes, ma.
She just pulls out pictures of Lavelle Crawford and Ralphie May.
Bruce, he's fat. I met Bruce as a kid. And then she's like, see, that's fat for real. You ain't fat. And I'm like, God, where the hoes at? Like compliments that don't come with what I think comes with them, I didn't believe.
But Barry White was a big man.
He was rich.
That does it, yeah.
Yeah, people, and that was
Not always.
Well, I think, and this is why I realized, like, through my weight loss journey itself, there's guys who grow up big, they embrace it and they love it. I grew up always hating it.
Yeah.
And when you grow up always hating that the body that you're in, you can't really develop that swagger for real. Like, I know the guys who like get used to it, they probably don't like it either, but they they had success. And that was my big thing. Like, I was big, I didn't like it, but I was still getting hoes. So I didn't lose the weight till I got here, and I wasn't getting no hoes.
Right.
Yeah.
That was like the, because, and a few friends said, it's like, yeah, you was out here holding in New York and Seattle. You ain't getting no hoes in Austin. Now you making a change. That was like the big one.
Yeah.
So,
do you feel like your mom couldn't see your struggle?
I don't think she didn't have time.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things she beats herself up for. She's like, oh,
she had people to count.
Huh?
She had people to count.
Yeah, she had people. Like, you talking about us? Yeah, it just like my sister's dad, my younger sister's dad. Like, he was around, but he wasn't there for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and so she had 2 kids she had to raise, not by herself, but still like by herself. So it's kind of like, can you see your kids struggle when you caring about bills and making sure they're in school and taking them to after school programs and all that. So that's why I said it was just like, grades are good. She bought me video games, or I bought them myself. I don't think she saw like the fat struggle. I'm like, I mean, maybe she could tell I didn't have no hoes, but even, like, does a mom care about that?
no.
As if anything, and I'm gonna say this to all the moms listening, you should encourage your sons to have hoes, because y'all like the hoes anyway.
I'm not gonna be for or against that. I'm not taking a stand there. There's enough moms that watch this pod, or that listen to this. They're gonna be like, I don't want my son to be a hoe. That's fair too.
We can boil it down to, we all want, I don't have kids, but we all want our loved ones to be happy. And
to be loved.
I think what you're saying, just to take it a little bit deeper, because I know this is kind of a shallow thing we're talking about, but it's like, you're saying you want them to be able to connect.
Yes.
And you want them to have possibilities of connection.
And the loving embrace of a woman is sometimes.
Yeah. And also to be desirable. I don't think teaching someone to be desirable is necessarily the same as teaching them how to get hoes. You know what I mean? Because you should want to desire yourself.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. You should look in the mirror and want to be with the person that you see in the mirror.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's why I work out so hard. I'm like, not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've hung out with you when you were at your biggest, and I still enjoyed it.
And so that was like the oxymoron that, like, I'm like, why do I have like this internal like hate? And I mean, it really did come from my childhood, not from my parents. Just like, elementary school was never really cool, was never like the popular kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then I went to a really white middle school. So I went to Cranbrook. So people who watch 8 Mile.
Cranbrook, that's a private school.
Exactly. That's where I went there. I was in that mug.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I went to Cranbrook, and it was like I wasn't really aware of my race till I left Cranbrook. Cause like I go to like a black elementary school, everyone's black, you don't feel it. And then I go to a really white middle school. But here's the thing about white people. They'll let you in if you black, even if they racist, they'll let you in as long as the ratio right. You feel me? Like, let's say if it's like 100 white people and like 3 blacks, that's cool. That was the ratio of my class. But like once it gets like 100 white people and like 15 blacks, like, hold on, we the minority now. So
and black people can't hang out together. When it's only 3 black people and 100 white people.
Yeah.
They segregate them.
Yeah.
Because strength in numbers.
There's already a blackie with the science kids. We got to go to theater or something.
Yeah, you got like the athletic one and the Yu-Gi-Oh one. I was the Yu-Gi-Oh one, and then you had like the other one. But
you always got the weird ninja one.
We definitely had that.
The one running through the halls.
We definitely had. No, we definitely had.
Yeah, he's like shadow walking through the halls.
No, we had a kid in my elementary school. His name was Herbert, and he would literally like run like Naruto.
Yes, literally. Every high school, every high school has that. They have those kids that hang out in the hallway. Yeah.
He's like, they're like the glitch.
But see, here's the problem though. I went from like that environment, and there's a freedom being around white people. It's like I was free to be ashy. Like you don't like.
Yeah, no one. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no one there to bully me being ashy. Like,
there's no black beauty standards.
There's none. Like the drip did not matter. I was so comfortable wearing Payless shoes at Cranbrook. It was free. I was so free. And then I go to Cass, which is a public school. Even though it was magnet, it's still like a public school in Detroit, and got grilled. Like, you wearing
What are
shades.
those?
Yeah.
Pretty much. What are those? Like, what are those? Like, I remember, and it's funny now. I had like this pair of shoes. Every shoe you probably seen is like round at the bottom. These were like a triangle. And they were my favorite shoes in middle school. Wore them to high school, tore a new asshole, threw them away immediately.
Oh man.
Dude,
That's where I kind of
Kids
like
are
learned the
brutal,
difference.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
dude, there's so many shoes that would get you roasted growing up, dude.
Oh, so many. Like,
they called them foot burners.
Mhm.
When I was growing up, like the Dollar
biscuits
Trees
is what we said.
Biscuits,
the
yeah.
burnt biscuits.
Them burnt biscuits, yeah.
And
they
then
call
here's the
them
thing
foot
about black
burners.
people. Black people roast, it don't even have to be true. You just got to find that one little chord. And so, like, I remember I got burned so bad because it was like he had the biscuits and the biscuits turned to fire. And then it's like, now, yeah, look at them biscuits. They got ass. It was awful. Because once they found, like, all right, the chord is fire. So any fire analogy that you could put on my shoes that doesn't matter.
Oh, dude. What destroyed me in middle school is when I was sitting at the lunch table and my black friend Justin looks at me and he goes, motherfucker, why your ears look like satellite dishes?
Man.
Over with.
And it was over. At that moment, I was direct TV
Big
for the
pop.
next fucking
I got a big
for the
pop.
next 3 months.
Hey, did somebody put their phone up to your ears? I'm trying to call my mama.
They'd be like, hey, turn your head. I'm trying to watch The Sopranos.
He's never had a joke.
and then,
hit that
like,
hard.
it doesn't stop because it was probably maybe like, you know how they brought the TV in? Like, your teacher had to hit the TV. Hey, put John on the TV. And then
Straight up.
It's all over again, man.
Hey,
It's rough.
what do you mean no reception? We got aluminum foil and John.
Oh man.
Wrap those ears.
Oh my
Put
god.
them on the top. We'll get HD.
I'll make both of you guys feel better. I was a suit kid in high school.
Suit kid.
I was
You
a
wore
suit kid.
suits.
Wow.
Pretty frequently, especially like
I think I need a new
sophomore,
producer.
Junior year.
Yeah, I can't have that.
I was a suit
man.
kid. I was looking pretty good. First paycheck I ever made from my first job, I was like 15. With like $200 something for working in a restaurant.
That's a good check.
I went
back then.
straight. It was pretty good. Yeah, I went straight to Macy's, bought 2 suits.
Dang, that's a sign of the times. Just 2 suits.
I mean, yeah, in 1960s that would check out. Okay, but like this is we're talking about
Did you have, like, that
2010.
brown
Yeah.
bag that could like fit everything in it too.
like a
garment bag?
Garment bag? No.
Like, you ever see those like movies like the black guy's leaving the farm, he's going to the big city, he packs his whole life in that one little knapsack. That's what Colt had. It's like, how you put 3 pairs of shoes in there that fits?
I had an
Hey
attaché.
man, you better put some respect on 2 suit Colt. All right?
2 suit man.
That's 2 suit Colt, dude.
Oh, I bumped up those numbers too. I don't know why. I just always liked, I also grew up watching Sopranos, and maybe, with my childhood, I maybe, looked for a lot of advice in the made up figures from Scorsese and whatnot, and kind of was like, this is just how men act. And that's what I
where
did.
you got your stuff from.
Man, I
Scorsese.
Also, your dad was a jeweler.
And my dad also had like really good style too. Like he had that. And I don't know, I just always liked the idea of like looking good, like that style. I never felt like, I never was into like the style of like my time, but I loved like just old school shit. And it's like, man, people used to wear suits, men used to wear suits. I'm just going to wear fucking suits. Fuck it.
Since
And I got
we're on the suit
roasted.
court,
But
I used to, I realized the reason I hate suits is like because I was like ballooning so much that they wouldn't fit very much.
yeah, I
And
gotta
so
get
they'd be
tailored.
like so tight. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, I can't eat in this suit
Yeah,
because I didn't want to like mess it up.
yeah.
And I've always hated them because I'm so skinny.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't want like to just drape off of you.
Yeah.
Like
I felt like every suit hung off of
03
me.
draft.
Yes.
03 draft
03
pictures.
draft. Perfect
03
example.
draft pictures.
Carmelo, Chris Bosh. If you don't know this, do yourself a favor. Every
Yeah,
suit
put it in for the video.
Yeah.
Put the 03 draft.
during the 03 draft, man, it looked like every dude was wearing a zoot suit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Steve Harvey, they all had the Steve Harvey special, man.
Yep, the Steve Harvey special.
Yeah, even
man.
when they were Kings of Comedy, them suits was just oversized.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest compliments a comic ever gave me was Matt Ross told me I was Bernie Mac for white people.
Hey, that's
Oh, that's all right.
And I was like, thank you.
You got a lot of rage. Yeah, you do.
It's in there. I know.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac's one of my favorites, and like I tried to be like him. I was like, I don't have that much rage.
Mine's compressed,
Mm.
but I know how to have rage while being sweet. That's the dangerous part.
Like I have it, but it's like it's too much. Like I really came on. What's up, y'all? We got the Mac Man, Quinton Jones. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
I ain't getting no pussy. Who trying to give me some pussy in this motherfucker? I got a big dick. I got a big ball stomach too. I can't even see it.
Yo, your Bernie Mac's great.
You gotta get like the first couple words. Once I get the, Drew can't do Bernie Mac. No, I'm just playing.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, take that robot shit out of here.
I'm gonna clip that shit. I'm gonna tag Drew Dunn in it, and I guarantee you, before the end of the motherfucking day, when he sees it, he will send you a video of him doing Bernie Mac.
I'll be pissed.
To a fucking T.
Pissed. Shout out Drew Dunn, man.
Drew Dunn, man.
Oh man,
he's been on the pod. We've had Drew on.
Yeah.
Y'all mentioned me on that one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I was like, I was flattered. I was like, oh.
Yeah, of course,
about
man.
me. Yeah, no, that was cool, man.
What's your relationship with your mom like now?
It's really good.
Yeah.
She's really supportive of like my stand up and the ups and downs, me working in tech, getting laid off, and I think all she sees the work I do. She sees me posting. She sees me, just really trying to make what I got work, and so it's really good. I think I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
No. I will say this, like, she's still, when you get older, you see your parents as like adults.
Yeah.
You see them as people.
You see them as people. And you kind of like see, like, I have a statement I say, like, in dating now, it's like, I won't let my mom talk to me or treat me like that. So, like, we had like some rough patches where I had to like set new boundaries where, especially like helping an older parent, like with tech.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She, for a while, she wouldn't download Uber. She would want me to call an Uber for her and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then when I put my foot down, she's like, you're not going to help me. You're going to leave me stranded. And it's like, once I dealt with that with her, now I'm dating people who are like doing that gaslighty thing.
Yeah.
I don't let them do that. But I was going to tell a story about, like, one time my mom actually did embarrass me at stand-up, like at a show. So,
What'd she do?
On my first show in Detroit, I started in Seattle. So my first show in Detroit, I go there. She like gets a bunch of tickets for one show. That's the key part. She gets a bunch of tickets for one show. And so I do the show, but a lot of people, I'm like 1.5 years into comedy. I'm first after the host. So a lot of people being people show up late, miss the show. So do the show, do whatever. And my mom's like, yeah, all these people didn't see you. Like, you got to go again. And at first I thought I was on both shows, but I talked to his host. She's like, hey, we're going to put other guest spots up, for the second show. I'm like, cool, thanks for the time, blah, 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 blah. My mom, she been drinking. She goes crazy. You going to let them do you like that? They said both shows, they treating you like a bitch. Like going crazy. Outside the club, in front of all the comics.
Oh.
In Detroit.
Oh, man.
Dog, what? It's so bad that the host comes up. He's like, hey, man, I'll just... you can do the second show. You can.
He's like, I ain't trying to have mama's wrath, okay?
Like, you can.
She's gonna be taking the census and she gonna leave me off. I'm gonna be like, well, I ain't got a social security number no more.
Yeah, you out of here, man. So I do the second show, whatever, and you think she'd drop it. I get on the show, but then she's like, no, you need to learn to have respect, like respect for yourself. They'll treat you like a bitch, blah, 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 blah. Like, she's cussing me out. And I can't hit her. I can't yell at her. It's my mom. So I was like, Mom, I'm leaving. Because I actually had plans. I was going to go drink with some friends. So
as you do.
I pulled off. I was ready to pull off. She sits on my car. Doesn't let me leave. I like honk it. She does not leave. And I remember getting out the car, telling my mom's best friend, like, get your girl. Yeah.
Damn.
And then she turned that interaction to, for years, I was like, I'm not going to go to shows because I'm going to embarrass you. It took me to get chocolate Sundaes for her to come to another show like 3-4 years later.
LA?
Yeah, LA. When I won chocolate Sundaes competition, that's when she came back. But even still, after that, she's like, oh, well, like, that was a big show, but like, I'm not coming to shows. I'm not going to embarrass you. Like, she like didn't see what was wrong with her for years. Like, we had to like really work to like establish boundaries of like, hey, like, I'm an adult. This is my job. Like, you can't do blah, 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 but I want you there.
Yeah.
So like, we're at a good place, really good place now.
Did you have to put it into like any real life perspective? But like, if I worked at Enterprise Rental Car.
So I think what hit her,
you couldn't come up and be like, hey, you gonna let him check out the motherfucking Buicks, okay? You ain't letting him handle the Buicks.
I remember what I said to her. I think this is what got to her. And my mom's a woman. It takes some time. She ain't just gonna be like, I'm sorry, Amelia. But I was like, do you know how you wouldn't let us come to bring your kids to work day because you were scared to embarrass us. Well, you did that to me that night. And then you're trying to make me the victim in that.
Or trying to make yourself the victim in that.
You embarrassed me at my job in front of people I'm trying to look good in front of. And then you're trying to play victim. And that's not fair and that's not right.
Yeah.
And I said that to her, and I think I was like leaving. There was like a mic drop moment. I remember I said that. We was on the phone, but I was like, and I hung up. And then like months later, she's like, I get it. And she actually apologized for it. And I think ever since that like apology, like we've been golden. That was a few years ago. So me and my mom are incredible right now. Love you, Mom.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
What do you think your relationship with your dad would be like if he was alive?
Whew.
We're missing out on a fortune, kid.
Yeah, well, man.
Do you think your dad would have went legit? Do you think he could have done the thing, paid the taxes, had the legit business?
Well, you got to remember, weed's legal now. So
Exactly,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think he had the whole setup, everything. He would have
Would have had the market like cornered, probably.
legit. But let's throw me being the son of Mr. Monopoly out and just like me and him. I think we would have butted heads on some stuff. I think where we would have butted the most heads is when I started stand up. I think he would have tried to do what a dad, like I have this influence, like, you know how people with money are, like he's throwing like events.
Yeah.
You know, like Live Nation level events for the 90s. So he's like, my son's doing this. I'm going to put him in front of all the people. And I think we would have butted heads where he's like, I'll put you in front of these people and you bombed or something like that. Like
yeah.
I would have like embarrassed him being an early comic. It's something that I was probably too new to do.
Yeah.
You know, and we probably would have butted heads on that. But I think we would have been good.
We haven't talked about it yet, but we're going to because now is when I want to bring it up. How do you think it would have felt about you at the University of Michigan? How do you think it would have felt about you being a cheerleader?
Oof. That's what I said. So if it's one thing,
because by the way, we haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah,
Q was a
three-time national champion, baby.
Three-time national champion cheerleader at the University of Michigan.
Do something, you do it. Let's go.
Yeah. If it's one bad thing I remember about my dad, especially by today's standards, he was very homophobic. Like extremely homophobic.
My dad was too.
And like he
also,
was.
We can talk about it. Just real quick, we'll segue. It is extremely common in the black community to be homophobic.
Yeah, but it's like.
Especially during that generation of time.
For sure.
But like I remember him being in the car, like, you know, faggot this, faggot that, da 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 da. Like there's some people who came out later that they were interested in trans people or gay that I heard years before.
Yeah,
like him riding around on the, you know, doing business, talking to people. But yeah, so he was really proud of me playing football. I played football in middle school, high school. Well, I could have been better. I think that would have annoyed him that like I could have actually been really good at football. I just didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
But so I think for him having like a son that he hoped would do well in football, ended up being a cheerleader with the homophobia, that would have bothered him a lot. But I think he got over it.
Yeah.
Once he saw what I was doing, I wasn't out there like, you know, yes, go Michigan, go blue. Like, oh, he out there throwing girls. Yeah. He got his hand on the booty. That's my son right there.
Got a good view up there. That's right.
He put that white bitch in the stratosphere.
That's right. Yeah. Kiss that. You better kiss that girl. Yeah, like he didn't even talk like that. But I don't know why I did that. He talk like that at all.
I went off of you.
Yeah. Same. What are you doing to us over here?
But that's like the happy horny dad. Yeah, look at my son with them girls. Yeah. But he didn't talk like that. He talked pretty similar to me. Like real smooth guy. You know, yeah, that's my son right there. You see him with them girls. Yeah, that's what he would have did.
Yeah.
You see my son on TV with them girls. He holding up them white girls. He from Arkansas.
Yeah.
He holding up them white girls. You see him. Yeah.
That's not allowed in Arkansas.
Not at all. Not at all.
I
think he would have had like that initial, but once he saw what I was doing, he would have been cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
But definitely, yeah, like lots of homophobia with my dad. That's probably like the one big negative thing I remember about him.
Yeah. I wanted to ask this, and then we'll get into some theoretical questions that we want to ask you. Whenever you were with your dad, you may have hit on a little bit, but like when you'd spend the summers with him, right? So what were those summers like? I mean, while he was like, doing all of his stuff, what was that like for you? Were you just openly like exposed to it?
Like I said, he was up there. It wasn't like he was selling apes on the street,
But would he like hide it from you or kind of just...
I mean, I was so sheltered as a kid. It's like, even if I saw something, I wouldn't really know what it was. But like the summers would just me. So like I said, he was with someone else. So I had brothers too. So it wasn't like just being him sitting around the house. I had older brothers who are my closest. They had 2 twin older brothers, and they have an older sister who actually lives here in Austin.
Are you close with them?
Yeah, I'm close with all of them. Me and the sister are getting closer now than like, because she was like 10, I think she's like 10 years older than me.
Right,
so
yeah.
We're getting closer now, but they're only like 5 years older than me. So I would always look forward just to hang out with them. Like they were like my idols as a kid growing up. I just wanted to be like just like them. So they play video games, I play video games. They play football, I play football. So it would just be me hanging out with my brothers and whatever. And I even asked them, like, as a kid, did y'all know? And they was like, we knew something was up. We couldn't like put all the pieces together.
Yeah.
But even then, their mom had a good job. She worked for Comcast or whatever Comcast was.
Your dad had a type.
Oh yeah, bougie.
Yeah.
We got the same type. I can't fuck with no broke women.
Yeah.
He had a affluent. Well, yeah.
You better come with a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I can clean his money. Look here, in this household, you make $300K now.
Let's do some situations.
All right. So we got some situations, some situational questions that we got the idea is to try to tap into the psychology about parents a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one that we like to do is, let's say, middle school age, let's say, like 11 to 14, somewhere in that age range, right? Your mom adopts John. John is now your adopted brother. It's his first day in the house. He walks in. It's your job to give him the family pitch. Like give him the full like breakdown on how life is going to go. What's that pitch?
Again, I don't think I have like a pit, like,
Okay, let's do this. All right, we're waking up.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get ready for school.
Yeah.
What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Like,
okay, yeah, so...
What cereal can he not touch?
Also, but the better question is, how do I not fuck up?
Yeah.
How do you not fuck up?
How does he stay in line?
Okay, how do you not fuck up in the household I grew up in? First off, like, here's the leeway. You get 2 snoozes.
Okay.
Like, the alarm goes off at 6, but you get 2 snoozes before you get cussed out.
Okay.
So make sure you're up before the 2 snoozes.
Mm-hmm.
And then because we probably would have been sharing a bathroom, like, so we got to figure out the sleep to snooze situation. But once she hears...
How bad is the cuss out?
Oh, it's bad.
Okay.
Like, I remember one time I got up and I was just tired being a kid, probably, watching something on my portable DVD player. And I literally fell asleep and like the paper towel roll was up here. So I like fell asleep on the toilet on the paper towel roll.
Oh my God.
And my mom kicks the door and like, God damn it. Like, yeah. So... Like, my mom, very nice, very sweet woman, but like when stuff's not in order and like she's trying to get stuff together, you getting like a real cuss out. Like, my mom kicked a few doors in when that was her move. Like, if I had bad grades in middle school, she was like, I got these fucking teachers telling me about my son. Why? Like, when my mom gets mad, like the rage.
It's scary.
Yeah, and it's like so she starts with what she's mad about, and then it's like probably some other stuff you did she let slide, and it's like a clip, like it's all coming out, and another thing, and then like so when the cuss out happens, we gonna be late because she getting all of it out right there.
I'm gonna let you know something right now.
Yeah,
that terrifies me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're gonna hate me.
Okay,
I'm gonna be mama's best friend. Okay,
okay,
and I'm gonna be the one that's like, what? You need something from the store? I will be right back. Is the floor dirty? You know what? My hands can vacuum.
Yeah. So yeah, I was yeah.
I'm gonna do everything I can to please your mom.
I was like the kid, like take out the trash. I would start taking, and it might be ADHD or whatever. Looking back, but I was like the kid where it's like I would start taking out the trash, and then it's been a couple times where like she's like, "Why the fuck is the trash next to you?" And I'm playing like 2K.
And
that was me.
Yeah, I know what that's like. I had ADD too.
You know, any or just like say you would piss me off because like let's say the trash. Like I never took the trash out. Tuesday was trash day my entire life. Every week she had to remind me. You would come in and the trash would be out, and then she'd be like, "See, John taking out the trash every Tuesday." I'm like, "Fuck John."
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm gonna need redemption because I'm gonna smoke weed and sneak out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna.
I'm snitching. Because you got the favor. Because you got the favor from the trash. I got to like make it even. Like I've been here first. She got to love me more.
Yeah, we takes out that trash. He's smoking that weed with those Doobie Brothers outside.
Like, he's taking out the trash because he also smoking weed.
That's why he's taking out trash 15 times a day. He's got a toke.
They're gonna be like, why is John spending so much time at 8 Mile?
Yeah.
Also, why does he have dreads now?
Oh man,
It's a wig.
I
look like Mekhi Phifer and Eminem.
Yeah, so that's what would happen. Like if you did all the chores, I would hate you.
And what about sister? Any does he need any like preface on
my sister, like she was like low key a bully, but only like she was like really nice and only mean to me because she knew like it was like prison. Like she knew that like she would get back up from mom no matter what she did.
Okay.
Like
she had the warden.
Yeah, she had the warden on her like back pocket, and we still argue like, no, anytime like you could do wrong, and my mom wouldn't care. I remember one time we were like, I don't know, we were leaving my aunt's house, and she cussed for the first time. She was like 6, and I got cussed out for cussing. And I'm like, oh, so but she's like a little kid, so I could trick her. So she was like, get that shit off of my side, and I somehow got her to keep saying it till my mom heard it, and she just looked back. She was like, that's a bad word, and drove off. I'm like, that's it.
That's it?
That's it? Yeah,
she got away with murder.
She got, in my mind, she did. I remember one time she slipped on ice and like I'm picking her up and then my mom runs out the house to whoop me and then she slips on the ice. And I'm like, yeah, she slipped. I was just picking her like that's how like much influence she even has. Even now my mom's like, you're her protector. I'm like, my sister's 30. She can take care of herself.
Where does your sister live?
My sister lives in Miami. She slow down. She's there for school. That doesn't help.
No, don't.
That doesn't help at all.
Yeah, that doesn't help. My sister lives in Miami. She's in medical school.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I cleaned it up a little bit. Yeah, but she's
what kind of medicine she's studying?
She's a podiatrist.
Oh,
a foot doctor. So she's actually helped me a lot with my running. Like she's like, oh, what's wrong with your foot? You need these shoes. So she's like my second biggest supporter for running.
Nice.
No, my sister's probably my number one running supporter. Yeah.
Did she send you insoles and stuff?
Yeah, she sends me all that. Like I think the last 2 Christmases she's got me shoes.
Oh,
She'll
sweet.
probably give me shoes for my birthday coming up.
Nice.
She gives me insoles. She's like, try these. These are like supposed to be the plantar fasciitis thing. And then the cool thing, because she's in podiatry school, they get like promos.
Okay.
So she's like, yeah, I can get you like Hokas for $50.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, tell your sister I said what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Excuse me.
I'll talk to her.
Excuse me. Tell our sister I said what's up.
Yeah, you got it right. It's part of the family now.
I'm in the family now, baby. I'm a Jones.
There it is. Yeah. So that's what would happen, I guess, if he came to the
next questions that you've got.
So this next one,
we already know the answer.
Maybe, but let's see. Okay, so this next one, it doesn't hit all the time. It doesn't always hit, but I think these questions hit with different people. Okay.
All right.
So let's say you're caught with a misdemeanor amount of drugs. Okay. Which parent would be more likely to take the rap for you? Misdemeanor amount. Like we're not talking heavy jail time, just a fine basically, but still got to appear in court.
It's going to depend whether dad or not's on parole.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's why this is interesting.
That's a tough one.
If dad's on parole, you better hope mama got you.
Yeah.
Because dad goes back from 5 to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest. I think like misdemeanor, I think my dad tells my mom to like let me, like he did it. Because he's probably gave it to me and he mad.
Yeah.
That, like you ain't even, like I've heard from my other siblings, like they got caught with stuff and he made them like have to do their time. Because it's like, I ain't even give you that much and you fucking up. So now you out the business.
Yeah.
So I think I got to eat that because my mom's not doing it.
Yeah.
Because she got my sister still. So I think it's on me. I absolutely think it's on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents, they're not they'll throw a life preserver, but they won't. My mom won't helicopter.
That is, I think, the like correct answer.
Yeah.
Like after asking that, like the parent not taking the rap, I think that's the right answer. You know, because you got to learn your lesson.
Which parents would you rather find drugs in your room?
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
My
mine?
dad. Yeah, even let's take like younger me before I knew all this other stuff. Still my dad, because like my mom's gonna yell, kick a door in, ruining my like she goes all the black mom's like, especially you got like a good kid that's like in prison, like it's straight to prison, like that's where their mind goes.
But your dad's gonna be like, yo, this shit's weak. Where'd you get this?
Like this ain't mine, or my dad, he'd never like he would whoop if my mom told him to, but he wouldn't whoop if like he caught me doing something. He would just talk me to death, and which was worse. So,
which parent would you rather have represent you in court?
That's the next question.
My dad, absolutely.
Yeah, you think dad would get you off?
Oh, my dad, smooth as hell.
Yeah,
it probably got some experience.
Smooth. Oh, yeah. I mean, for what
there's a reason he only did 3 years.
Yeah,
for what he had. And his whole operation, how I understand it, like, absolutely my dad, because he gonna smooth talk. He had to get the gab. Yeah, absolutely my dad.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so what were Christmases like? Did you guys have like a what's it called whenever you do it every year? A
tradition?
Tradition. Thank you. Do you guys have like any traditions, or was it different every year? Did it depend on finances? What are we looking at?
I mean, finance wasn't a problem in the Jones household. No, but I think I guess the tradition I miss about like being the kid. No, even my mom still does it. It's like everyone talks about like the tree and like unwrapping the gifts. I think my mom, looking back, just didn't want to wrap gifts. So like every Christmas for me, whether my dad was there or not, like all my gifts would be just on the couch.
On display.
Just like, unless it was like when I got like a PS2, that was wrapped.
Yeah.
But like Power Ranger toys, obviously the socks and shit I didn't care about. But like the bulk of what I was getting for Christmas was like on the couch, like, like Pokemon stuffed animals. Then my sister came and only got half a couch. No, but everything was on the couch. So you run out, look at the couch, and then we would go to my grandparents' house, and then there'd be like a big tree. And I had like they had like not a spiral staircase, but like an L staircase. And I would always like to sit like kind of at the middle of the staircase and look down at the trees and everybody else watching them. So Christmases were dope. Yeah. Nice. We all eat together and stuff like that.
Very nice. That's nice. Okay. This is an appliance question. Okay. So let's say a water heater or any other like large household appliance goes down. It breaks. What's the next chain of events in your house? Like, is there panic? Is there like they deal with it easily?
I don't think there's panic. My mom was very handy. So she would she was in the real estate, not like mogully, but she had a couple properties. So we had one property that we would always have to go fix up in Inkster, Michigan. So I think my mom could probably fix it. Like my mom taught me like a lot of stuff, like how to like. I remember cutting carpet and fixing little stuff around the house. My mom could do all that. So I think she starts there. After that, she calls her dad, my grandfather, and, we're taking a trip to Sears if it's that bad. So there's no panic. My mom was a very capable woman when it came to like household stuff.
Your mom seems awesome.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
She's dope as hell.
That's cool, man.
I love my mom.
Sounds like
I hope to meet her one day.
Yeah. Sounds like.
She might be here this summer. I'll
when I'm up in Detroit, I'm gonna do mic drop probably in the fall.
She lives in Atlanta now.
Oh well, I'll go to Atlanta. I had a lot of people on Instagram asking me to come to Atlanta.
Yeah, well, if you ever go to Atlanta, I'll say, hey, this is my friend Ma, check him out. My mom loves going out to the art, so she'll show up. She'll be like, is he funny? I'm like, yes, he's funny, Mom. Because I
think she'll like me.
No, like she's very forgiving.
You mean take out that trash? She's like, what are you talking about?
I'll take out that trash.
She's very forgiving.
Is he hitting on me?
Bad comedy. Like she'll only come to shows. If I'm like, hey, Mom, I have a show tonight. She's like, is it a show or is it a mic? And I'm like, it's a mic. She's like, all right, go. But if it's like a show, she'll show up.
Yeah, I love
that. She's sat through some bad.
Over
mics.
the years,
she sat through some bad mics.
Yeah.
You got one piece of parenting advice to give to everybody out there raising a kid right now. What is it?
I would say find it within yourself, but find that line of grace, but also truth. You know, because if you're always lying to your kids to save their feelings, they're gonna grow up to kind of not trust what you're saying. So make sure that you have that line of like encouragement, but also truth. Don't always let them slide, but don't also let them get away with too much.
I love that.
Let them get away. Yeah.
Be fair.
Be fair.
Yeah. Be fair.
I love that.
That's awesome.
This was a good episode.
Yeah, this is great.
Can I drop a possible teaser for a part 2?
Buddy.
Yeah, 100%.
Please do.
Yeah. So I grew up in the church, and my church was basically known for having orgies back in the day. So there's like a whole background behind that. So
Here we go again.
Here we go again, man.
Here we go
here
again.
it goes.
Buddy, this is probably the 4th.
I mean, I would like 5th or 6th. Like,
I mean, a person that had some type of orgy in their church.
Yeah, and then just strange church stuff in general bumps the numbers up
shit.
way higher.
Yeah, I forgot. It was somebody black.
Tone Bell.
Yeah,
Tone Bell, yeah.
I was listening to that one. Yeah.
Yeah, his there was a whole orgy going on in his church, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just one more cliffhanger. It's the Church of Aretha Franklin.
No shit.
Wait, hold on. Is it the church Aretha Franklin went to, or is it called the Church of Aretha Franklin?
That would be hilarious if it was the Church of Aretha Franklin. It's the church Aretha Franklin went to, and her dad was the pastor.
Wow. So she grew up singing in.
Yeah, she grew up singing. She grew up in the church.
Yeah.
I've sung with Aretha Franklin.
Wow.
I mean, I'm in the choir. It wasn't just me and her, but I'm back there. I'm in the picture.
Oh my god.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That is.
All right, we got to talk more about that next time.
Part 2.
Part 2 on Tammy's Boy for Quinton Jones.
Yep.
You want to let them know where to find you?
Hey guys, if you want to follow me, if you want like my funny skits, follow me on Instagram at QKill'em. If you're interested in my weight loss journey, I'm actually starting marathon training for my first marathon in October. I don't know when this is going to air. But
Before that.
Yeah. If you want to see me, I'm counting down 100 days to my marathon. I'm going to try to daily vlog that. So if you want to see my weight loss, marathon training, anything else I do with that, follow me at QDon'tStop on Instagram and TikTok.
Hell yeah, man.
Love it, man. And you guys, you know where to find us. Keep finding us. Keep coming back. Keep doing what you're doing. Liking, sharing, subscribing. We'll keep doing what we're doing, trying to make this the best damn podcast in the whole damn world.
Damn right.
Thank you guys for coming in, and we'll see you soon.
Tammy's boy, Tammy's boy.
Mama lied. Did your daddy make you cry? Hey, it's Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Tammy's boy. Hey, it's Tammy's boy.
They can subscribe. Why can't they? What would ever prevent them from subscribing?
Well, that's the question. Why wouldn't you subscribe?
It's like, you know what I mean? Subscribe if you can. No, you can.
You can. It's
What?
free, actually.
People with nubs for arms can do it with their tongue, dude. You got this.
You got this.
I believe
Listen,
in you.
we believe in you.
Yeah.
Subscribe.